Welcome to the Southern Oracles Tarot. I am the Childlike Empress.
And I'm Neorin.
And this reading is for Aries for February 2019. Aries, we had a lot of fun diving into your reading.
Yes, it was interesting.
It was interesting. One thing I love about reading cards, especially as we've gotten into it, because we've been doing it for years, but it is just seeing the different storylines, and especially when they're surprising like yours.
Within the same, using the same cards.
Yeah.
To see how different a scenario can come up with.
Yeah, the combinations really are endless. So just to let you guys know how this works, this is a general reading, which means it may or may not apply to you right now. The time isn't fluid, but timelines are. This may have happened to you before, may happen to you later, or maybe happening right now.
Or to someone you know.
Yeah, or to someone that you know. Right. So we lay the cards out just to quickly save time, even though I'm kind of stalling. I don't know why. But
well, we also like to discuss it.
Yeah. We like to look and we counterbalance one another by seeing why we see what we see. So that just is better for you guys because we get to pull as many messages as possible out of the cards before we deliver them. But we do lay them out also to save time so that we're not just on the fly shuffling and giving you 10 different messages and then saying something different, so that there's a consistency there.
But these are general readings.
Right. So it may not apply to you. So just take the parts that apply.
And let the rest fly.
I think that's it. So we're not one for long introductions. It's probably the longest we've ever done. So let's get started. Just to show you guys how it works, myself or the Orin is going to already lay out a spread, and then we take turns discussing it. Most times we agree.
No, we always agree before we put the spread out there. We have to agree on what we see.
Yeah.
And we have to prove to each other how we see it.
Right.
So, why we see it. And so we do agree, but we do see other scenarios within the cards.
Yeah.
So it could be one that may affect most Aries, and there's some that only affects the general, a few select people.
Right.
But because the messages came through, we want to give you all the messages that came through.
Right. So again, we do counterbalance each other that way. So I'll say, this is why I see what I see. Do you see this? Do you see that? But again, yours was very interesting. So thank you for those messages. Not thank you, but it was a pleasure.
Well, they both were interesting.
Yes, both scenarios. So so we are going to get started. Your cards are the Ace of Pentacles is the heart of the matter.
Well, it's Ace of Swords.
Ace of Swords. Ace of Swords. I'm an Earth sign. I should be hit for that one. Okay. Ace of Swords for the heart of the matter.
It's been a long day.
Two of Swords, right, for the blockage. But this can be a challenge that helps you or hinders you. You've got the Wheel of Fortune as the root cause, which is why things are happening the way they are. You've got the Page of Wands as your past.
Which is a fire sign, so Sagittarius, Leo, and Aries.
Now, Aries. I will speak for myself. I never see pages as anything other than messengers or messages. So just me. I don't see this as a fire sign.
No, I may not see that as a fire sign, but there's fire energy coming out for a reason.
It is.
So some of you may be dealing with a fire sign. I say that. And
I will also say there's fire energy kind of throughout, so there's a lot of movement in here. So if nothing else, the fire energy is present because it speaks to a lot of movement here. So you've got the Ten of Swords as your present influence. You have the Eight of Wands as your future circumstances, which can change depending on the choices that you make because we all have free will. You have the Six of Wands as how you see yourself. This is like the second time I think you guys have seen yourself as victorious. I need to know what y'all are drinking.
Aries.
Y'all like, what is going on here? We've got the Lovers as your surrounding environment.
And that could be, of course, the Gemini card.
Yes, we have a Gemini here, and we also have the Hanging Man, which is Pisces.
And I see the Hierophant up there, which is Taurus.
Yeah, so that's maybe who you guys are dealing with, or people that are in this scenario.
Oh wait, I do see the Knight of Cups, which is Cancer, Pisces, or Scorpio.
Right, so I do see the Knight of Cups as a person, an immature person, but a person nonetheless. But yeah, so you guys have quite a few different characters that play in here, mainly Gemini, Pisces, Taurus, and you have Pisces again for the Hanging Man twice, because when we clarified for your overall, you got the Hanging Man again in the Hierophant. You got the Five of Swords.
Clarified by
Il Nemico, which is your enemy, or an enemy. Il Menio, which is a union. And La Alegria, which is happiness, which is celebration, really, with friends and family. Amalato is what we got to clarify these different, what the overall is what the cards are trying to tell us. And that's the Amalato, which can be sickness, being bedridden, that kind of thing. So we'll start with scenario 1, which we thought was super duper interesting. This is the one with...
someone may be pregnant.
Yes.
Congratulations.
Yes. Congratulations. Somebody found out some good news with the Page of Wands, the Ace of Swords, and the Eight of Wands. Especially because it was some type of good news. It was something that maybe was a surprise, I feel like. But you are of two minds about it.
Or you're keeping it on the hush. And there's reasons why you're keeping it to yourself.
Right. With the Ten of Swords here, especially in your thought process, we feel, and we actually agreed on this, that you may have gone through this type of excitement before, maybe where you were just super elated with the Militari, the Amore, and the Vedevo card about pregnancy, about having a child, right. And then maybe with the Il Vedevo, which is a man tied to his past, mourning his past, you may have lost a child. Before. This isn't happening now.
This has nothing to do with this. Okay.
Currently, you are super excited about this.
You may not want to share that news with everyone,
right?
Because of something that happened in the past,
right? Because the Two of Swords is your blockage, indecision, a little bit of hesitation about kind of going forward with this move, like sharing this with telling everybody. And I think the reason why, or sharing your excitement with the Knight of Cups, sharing how happy you are, and I think it's because before you were. If you see the Lover's card, this woman is looking up to the sun. This man looks like he's kissing her belly.
Well, this may be, I think you don't want to get anybody's hopes up.
Right.
Yeah, because if you... you
want me to pull it up?
This is an outside environment, really, but if you can see, I know this is the Lover's card and it can represent Geminis and choices, but if you can see the way he's holding her up and almost like he's kissing her belly.
Yeah.
He's like holding her up to the gods.
Right. It's there. You were very, very happy. And you are very, very happy right now, too. I think that just in the environment, you don't want to get anybody's hopes too far up. And that's where the indecision, this is why this is a challenge for you.
And with the Six of Wands, I want to say that you may only be telling a select few people that that you trust.
Right.
For some reason, he's surrounded by those he loves and trusts, but only... you don't want to announce it on Facebook or any social media platforms or anything.
Kind of
like
hold
that.
It back and keep this sacred heart matter private.
Right.
Not just for the people that care about you.
You could also feel successful because with this Eight of Wands and also with the Ten of Swords is you might have gotten past the danger point. So now you're like, okay, we've gotten past this part. Right. Now you're giddy with excitement. I feel like.
Yeah, like maybe before you were at this. Let's say this was 8 weeks, right? 8 weeks or 9 weeks. You may have been past, and then like maybe you were in 6 weeks or something like that because you're the Six of Wands. So maybe you passed that 6 to 8 week danger zone, and now you're like, okay, we're good, we're successful, we've made it. You may have been doing fertility treatments with the Eight of Wands, and maybe it hadn't been successful until now, okay? Because the Eight of Wands definitely means fertility treatments. It can mean fertility treatment, so. You may have
superstitious about just saying it, anything.
Right. I mean, you may just have tried it and now you just found out, you know what, we're pregnant. We're happy. This is great news. You know what I mean? But you're still...
you know how you can be superstitious when some people don't tell before 3 months or something like that?
Right. You don't want to tell anybody before you were sure that you had passed the danger point. Right. Because with this, it's like maybe you had tried times before and failed. It could also have been that.
Yeah.
Meaning that you had tried this, you've been on this road before, and it didn't work. You weren't successful, but now you are. So you're very happy about that. So
in your headspace, you're still worried. You're still afraid.
Yes.
Because you're still thinking about your past.
Yeah.
Here.
With the man tied to his past, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, just even look how this person with Amore, this shot through the heart, when you were so happy about it with the Knight of Cups before. So with your perspective... we saw a kind of thing. You might have been afraid to tell people because you didn't know.
I mean, you might not have been sure if this is even in the cards for you anymore, so to speak. I see him with the baby and the husband and the house. Right. You may have just thought it wasn't in the cards for you.
Right. And I feel like even here...
So you may... you may have to make some kind of adjustments now.
Right.
because you never thought it was going to happen, and now here it is happening.
It is happening. It is happening. It's definitely something to be excited about. The advice we gleaned was pretty interesting. When we went to look up, we got the Amuleto that clarified everything.
And that's almost, it's a sickness card. If you can pull that up for just 1 second.
Yes. So this card has to do with sickness, but if you look, it looks like a woman who might be bedridden.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe this is a high-risk pregnancy. That's something that...
Right, and the Ten of Swords could actually indicate that it could be high risk.
Right. So maybe...
And that's what you were worried about this whole time.
Right. And I say that because we also have 2 children on the board. So maybe it's twins. Maybe it's multiples. It may be a high risk pregnancy, especially with that 8 of Wands and Amuleto. So the advice we got from the cards was to, first of all, the 5 of Swords is about doing whatever by whatever means necessary. So take care of yourself. Do what you have to do to take care of you. If you need to lay down, if you need to stay home,
right, and have your husband do all the husbandly duties, right, and the housework, and then rub your feet at night.
Yeah,
make
sure you
get
your feet are up.
Definitely up.
Your feet are up twice. So yeah, put your feet up.
Yeah.
Let your husband do all of the work. For the most part around the house. While you.
I know it's gonna kill you. I know it's gonna kill you.
Yeah, because you are a go-getter.
But allow other people to help.
To take care of you. Yeah. And I think that it's going to be well received, especially with this La Alegría card. A lot of people are going to be very
celebration.
Happy.
Can you pick that up for 1 second? I want to show the celebration.
And a lot of people are going to be very, very happy about this. It's going to be like a toast to my daughter, my daughter-in-law, etc., and a new baby.
Yeah.
So it's going to be something that everybody's happy about. But if you do feel like it's high risk or something that may be dangerous, if just in case, take care of yourself. Do whatever you have to do to take care of you.
But I do see with this Knight of Cups card is you will be spreading the good news.
Yes. Just don't let your sadness about all of the things that happened before cloud your happiness, because you've got love and happiness right in the middle with Amore. So, don't let that hold you back from sharing your joy. Don't feel guilty about the fact that you are pregnant and maybe couldn't, about the child that you may have lost or the children you may have lost, etc. Don't let that hold you back from the happiness that you have coming. I think that's because you don't want to be mourning about the child that wasn't there. You know what I mean? When you have so many great things ahead of you. Everybody's